This review is of VitaLife Pineapple Mango Organic Sparkling Probiotic Drink, limited edition flavor. You have to keep this refrigerated because it's kefir or kefir, whichever one you want to say. USDA organic and thus non-GMO, and certified organic by CCOF. It's non-alcoholic, sorry, although it does contain a trace amount of alcohol below 0.5%. And it has 1 billion CFU probiotics at the time of bottling. Now, it won't have that now. You don't want to shake it, but you want to gently do this sort of a swirl to move the colonies around inside so that they don't just sit at the bottom and end up at the bottom and you have an empty can. 7% juice. Nutrition facts: 70 calories in the can, no fats, cholesterols, and only 5 milligrams of sodium, 15 grams of carbs, of which none are dietary fiber, which is unfortunate, 15 grams of sugar, of which 11 are added, and 1 gram of protein. Here are the ingredients. Now, kefir, for those who don't know it, is a mixture of symbiotic tiny organisms. I can't get more detailed than that because honestly, although I used to know, I've forgotten because it was a long time ago when I used to raise water kefir like this. I also tried milk kefir, but I was not successful for some reason, so I just gave up on that one. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what this tastes like. Oh, and when you buy kefir, it should always be carbonated or sparkling, whatever you want to say, because the fermentation process of the kefir actually creates the carbonation. The longer you let it sit, the more carbonated it'll be, and it'll be less sweet and less enjoyable. Well, in my opinion, less enjoyable. But that also means there's less sugar. A hint of pineapple and mango. I wish it was stronger flavor, but it may be because I think I got this like maybe 2 weeks ago. And it's supposed to be good until November 14th. But from consuming kombucha and kefir, I know that the flavor profile changes over time. So I would say if you ever buy either of them or another cultured beverage, that you not wait too long, or not wait very long at all, in fact, because it will change. It'll become more sour, less sweet, and the added flavors will decrease. So, I mean, unless you really enjoy the flavor of, say, vinegar, excuse me, got a little bit of hiccups. In which case, just make your own at home. Yeah, that'd be the cheapest and easiest solution, because buying kefir at the store is not cheap, but growing it at home is really cheap and really easy, especially if you're doing water kefir. Now, milk kefir, again, it's more challenging. But water kefir, basically you just need a big jar and the dried colonies of the kefir and sugar. And you put you make sure the water is room temperature and not, what's the word? Not chlorinated. There we go. So you would want to let it sit for like a day, opened, so that but with a cover on it, so that the carbonation, the chlorine that is put into water to keep it safe evaporates. And that leads us to the last thing that you would need. You would need some kind of a cloth that you could, say, for example, use a rubber band to hold it in place, or a string. And that would act as a barrier to allow air to pass in and out freely, but would prevent the microbes in the air from settling into your kefir. Now, you would want to cover both jars, not just the jar that's actively culturing the kefir, but also the jar where you're preparing water to be used. And how long you let it sit, that depends on a combination of how sour you want it to be. It also depends on the temperature where the bottles are or jars are. And you know, you can't always add sugar before you drink it, or not. But of course, one of the things about having it in an open air jar to prepare it is that it will not have a lot of carbonation, of course. So you can then, after you have decanted it and strained out the culture so you can put it back in the next jar, you can then put it in the fridge for, I'm not really sure how long it would take for it to build up a substantial amount of carbonation, but it will build up. So anyways, I'm sorry I digressed from the review. I'll give this a 7. And I will say that kefir is good for your health. So thanks for watching and hope you have a great day.